First of all, I'd like to express our warmest welcome from Vietnam Social Service and Excellency Nguyễn Thế Hoành, the Director General, the President of VSS, to the AWCA, the fifth. It is a great pity that today, due to the sudden assignment of the Vietnamese government on prevention of COVID-19, so Excellency, our President, cannot attend himself, and he has authorized me, Director General of the ICD, from the colleagues of the functional departments, personnel organization, the IT, the healthcare policies, and social policy departments to join me in the fifth AWCA General Assembly. Excellency Kang Soo Hee, President of the Commonwealth and the President of the AWCA, Excellency Oh Samvithia, the Director General of the Cambodian National Social Society Fund and Vice President of the AWCA. Today it is, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to re-emit the familiar faces of the members of the AWCA, and especially many of whom are from the ASEAN SSA. Participating in the most important event of the worker compensation institutions in Asia. As you are aware, the VSS of Vietnam is one of the founding members of the Workers' Compensation Forum, the precursor of the association AWCA in 2012 so far. We have been always an active member participating in all of the activities of the association. And each time participating in the activities of AWCA has facilitated us with the precious knowledge regionally from you all to carry out the policies of the occupational diseases or industrial accidents compensation, and also improve the linkage with other fellow institutions. This year, the linkage is even more profound when we are joining hands and actively adapting to the challenges caused by the region and the world due to the serious consequences and the complicated developments of COVID-19. It is possible to say that there have never been ever before that we have been witnessing with the picture with lots of the low gamuts of the pictures. However, somewhere there have been blinkering with the bright gamuts of cooperation and hope of the AWCA today, and our General Assembly today is one of such a brilliant, bright glimpse of hope, and from which we can find the further possibilities of cooperation, enhancing the strength of each of the member institutions and the association as a whole. So I'd like to express our sincere thanks. I echo the fellow members acknowledging thank you for the President of AWCA and Vice President. Ladies and gentlemen, for many years now, carrying out the social security policy, including the occupational diseases and labor accidents, we have been paying great attention to that, especially during the COVID-19 consequence, is the stagnation in the work. Under the guidance and the instruction of the government, we have been from VSS proposing lots of policies, recommendations together with other ministry sector to assist the workers. To be specific, in addition to the payment of timely to the workers of social insurance and the health insurance, we have also instructed for the temporary cessation of the payment into the survival benefits. We have instructed for the temporary cessation, temporary suspension of paying the fees of social insurance into the retirement funds or the survival benefits to the employees who were affected by the COVID-19. And most recently, we have agreed to exempt, to waive from the healthcare insurance payment from June to the next January for those employees who have been temporarily delayed with the implementation of the labor contract, or other employees who have to stop their working without receiving salaries due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And we have been strongly implementing the digital transformation, applying the ID with the application, for example, the FVSS ID, which is the digital social security, which has been announced by our Prime Minister in late 2020. And also we have been facilitating the various version of languages like English, Korean, Japanese. This electronic transaction app on the smartphone helping the people a lot to search the information, participating and benefiting from the social insurance, health insurance regimes, enhancing the quality of public services in terms of social security in Vietnam towards a friendly, public, transparent, facilitating manner, which is people-centered. And to further facilitate the people when registering, installing, and utilizing this app, we have upgraded this VSS ID app to the version 1.5.5, adding with more functions and efficiency, and highly appreciated by the employees as well as the businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been stepping half of the year of 2021 with lots of plenty work of Asian nations with the double objectives of fighting COVID pandemic and economic recovery and ensuring social security, employment, and sustainable livelihoods of people. In the context from the perspective of the Vietnamese people, social security, as well as in the capacity and the position of a friend, a reliable partner, and an active member, which is a responsible member of the AWCA. We'd like to share experiences and also consult from other fellow member institutions on the measures to support and share and protect the workers to overcome these tough times. We are also hopeful and ask the members of AWCA to continue the further connection, cooperation, and strongly support the chairperson of the AWCA in the common efforts to build an association of consensus and development for the benefits of the workers, stability, development, and prosperity of the continent. Given the profound belief into the code strength of the region, we wish the fifth AWCA Assembly a success in line with the agenda. We will come back in the discussion session with a proposal from the VSS to contribute to the common working plan to the quality activities of the association. Thank you for the attention.
Thank you for sharing such idea. Next is from Vietnam.
In terms of a number of specific actions, I would like to speak in two areas. First of all, the VSS as a responsible and active member of AWCA would like to bring into full play the internal cooperation. The action plan of the association will be the document to concretize the activities of cooperation. Our association will develop the specific concrete action plans in terms of the timing, location, resources, and also the assignment of the responsibility for organization among the members to ensure the fruitful implementation of the plan. Secondly, the VSS would like to propose to develop and publish a bulletin, AWCA bulletin, to share the information and experiences for the policies of compensation for the workers in and outside the region. Such a bulletin will be a useful, important source of database for the member institutions to exploit and to study to improve their policy system. The bulletin should be published both in paper and electronically. It might be published every 3 months, quarterly. The contents will be provided by the member institutions. I hope that the chairperson and neighborhood will agree on that. And if we agree, we from the VSS would like to volunteer to work on this in 2022. And the possible expenses will be contributed by the member institution in the Transparency and Publicity Foundation. The third point is that in the context of the world and Asia facing the strong impacts of the globalization, population aging, industrial revolution 4.0, climate change, and pandemics, the organization of forums for the discussion of the related issues is necessary and useful. And the member institution should assist each other for development to create similarities and compatibility in terms of compensation policies for the workers in the region on the basis of taking advantage of the implementation of the policies of compensation for workers of some member institutions. We propose that the chairperson and the vice chairperson and the members to organize training courses, to share experiences, to introduce of their countries, their institutions, compensation policies for other members to learn from, especially the valuable practices, practical experiences in implementation effectively in their respective countries. And fourthly, I agree with the chairperson on the migrant workers. You are aware that at the moment, Vietnamese government and Korean government have been negotiating a bilateral agreement on social security, heading towards safeguarding the legitimate rights of migrant workers. And among the members of AWCA, I'm aware that some of the countries have been organizing, some of the countries and organizations are quite experienced in this regard, like the Philippines and Malaysia, Thailand, and so on. They are very experienced. So we hope that the contents on migrant workers will be included into the agenda and action plans of the association in the upcoming tenure, so that we can discuss and to find effective solutions to enhance the legitimate rights and interests of the workers in the region. The second group of issues is on the cooperation outside of our bloc, our group. In this regard, I have 2 points to raise from Vietnam. First, so as to enhance the linkage and taking advantage of the experiences of development of the social security system of other organizations and partners, we propose that we can extend with more dialogue mechanisms, for example, AWCA +1 or AWCA +2 with non-member international partners, which is agreed by the association with the principle of majority. From the VSS, we propose that we can organize workshops, coordination between AWCAs with the ILO and the World Bank. The 2 institutions, multinational institutions, multilateral institutions which is very experienced in the domains of workers' compensation. Secondly, we have the advantage that most of the members are also the members of the ASEAN's SSA and International Social Security Association, ISSA. So we from AWCA can consider linkage of the internal activities with other activities in the framework of ASSA and ISA to extend the multilateral cooperation in plentiful of domains, various perspectives with various countries to bring the association to a new height. We hope that the proposal from the VSS of Vietnam will be considered by the members, and if we have the consensus, we hope that the chairperson will include that into the action plan of the association in the upcoming tenure. We have also a member department here, which is the Social Policy Department of VSS. So we would like to invite the delegate from the department to speak to you. Yeah, the representative from the VSS Department of Social Policies.